Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Time for the daily video update. We've had some interesting movement in the market this morning, and it looks like there's a little bit more to come. Interesting, first of all, in that we saw a big run in the dollar. The U.S. dollar rallied like crazy today, pretty much against everything, but did end up pulling back just a little tiny bit. But you can see that stocks are set to end very, very positive. Big day for stocks. S&P up 15 points, Dow up creeping up on 150. Big day across the board there. Gold has kind of flattened out. Gold made a big run down and then kind of pulled back, and everything's kind of deciding what it wants to do. And oil is kind of still down there as well. The next big news we have coming out today, retail sales out of Australia. That'll be in the next 6 hours or so, so just keep an eye on that for any Aussie trades that we talk about. Remember, we have retail sales coming out. We have an Italian bond auction. Those are always important, and it's fun when we don't know when they're going to be, so we'll have to try to look that up. And then coming in 7 o'clock in the morning, typical news for the U.S. New York sessions. We've got pending home sales. Draghi will be speaking from the ECB, so it's going to be a pretty active day tomorrow. Lots of stuff going on. Quick little look at the dollar index. Remember, we've talked about these levels, and even if we go to the weekly chart, we've talked about really kind of fighting this 82, and we've really made a clean break of 82. We're at 82.57 right now, and it seems to be holding pretty well. And then, of course, the next big levels are going back to multi-year all-time highs, which are going to be, around 90, 88 to 90, right around there. So we're still a ways off from those big highs, but we've definitely broken some important resistance. Okay, let's go back to the euro dollar real quick and see what we have going on here. This thing has been very channeled. Now, here's what we talked about in the session this morning, is that it's just been running down this channel, and then it started to just consolidate above 12500 and went sideways for, as you can see, about 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then we got this break right here. And this break was motivated by some of the news that Spain had been downgraded, and that really kind of put the market into a little bit of shock mode. So it gave it a nice little spike down, but still 12500 is a crucial level. So this is why I have the up and down arrow here, because I'm not looking to necessarily short yet at 12500. I want to make sure that the market will stay below 12500 because it could break, and this could turn into a decent little buying opportunity as well to just pick up a couple of pips back into this consolidation if we get above 12500. So we're going to keep our eye on that, but there might be a few pips above 12500 if we get a break. And then obviously our next big major level that we'll have to break at one point or another will be 126.25. That's still very important. And that could be a shorted level or a breakout level. We'll just have to see how the market goes when it gets there. But it's obviously quite a ways away from that right now. So 12500 is our big main concern. So watch this level. If we get a break above this, then there is a buying opportunity to get back into kind of this cluster of consolidation, which is about 40 pips. So this takes us to about 125 40s. If we get above that level. But if it just kind of hits and bumps and stays below, then that's good for this pair to continue, hopefully down to 124.50 and 124.20. So these are kind of all crucial levels to keep an eye on for the euro dollar at this point. Pound dollar made a little break and gave a few pips there. It's coming down to its main. It even broke and actually just tested, barely tested that 15600. Broke this short-term support, but we do have a lot of stuff going on here on this pound dollar down here. Lots and lots of support, and that's about 15600. And the pound dollar just went right down to that, tapped it, and came right back up again. So we're going to be keeping our eye on the pound dollar. I think there might be a couple of pips actually if we get back up above this level. This was our initial breakout level. If we get back above this level, about 156.50, 55, then that could very likely start taking us back into some of these crucial levels, 157.40 and so on, because the market looks like it's trying to make a little bit of a comeback. It's just having a difficult time. So that's about all I'm watching on the pound dollar right now. I'm not putting too much attention into that one, but look for a break above 156.40, or excuse me, 50. 55 area, and look for that to run up into the 15700 and even beyond. Euro yen, very interested in the euro yen like this guy. We had a very solid level for 5 days just about. The market attempted and was unable to open below 99.50, and then we got that break again, motivated by European news and downgrades and so on. So we got that break. It came down here. and has pulled back quite a bit. So same kind of situation as the euro dollar. Just started consolidating sideways through the channel, but it's working its way once again back into the upper part of this channel here, where we should start to see some runs down and some pushes lower and so on. And so that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on. So as long as this pair can stay below 99.50, again up and down arrow, this could break. So we got to keep an eye on that. But if it stays below 99.50, then we should be able to run this thing back into 9900 once again. So I'm going to be looking for that. But 99.50 is the big important level. If it breaks above that, again, a little short-term buying opportunity back into the consolidation, into the cluster of everything here, which will be about a 25 to 30 pip run. So keep an eye on that. But 99.50 is our big level, and we even have a trade posted in the group in relation to this level in the chat. So have a look at that. But this is going to be a very, very crucial, very important level as we move forward here. Aussie dollar is doing very interesting. We have this little trend line right here, and you can see that it's really pretty exact. The market has been kind of just running its way up this. We had that big gap right there, broke that Friday high, and that Friday high has turned into very, very good support now for the market. It was great resistance, and now it's great support, and the market keeps testing that, but is unable to break back below it. If it gets below 9,800, that's going to be a great sell opportunity, and we're going to look to take this back into these lows of about 9,700. So there's at least a 50 pip run, if not a full 100 pip run on that. Now, you can see this trend line right here, and this is a little bit of an interesting one because we've got a nice big channel that the market has tested, and then it broke out of. And so as it continues to consolidate outside of this channel, that just strengthens the case of the Aussie dollar being able to start to retrace to some of these fib levels and some of these upper levels. So from this run right here, our first fib level we can see is about 99.90. And then beyond that is about the 1.0080 area and so on, and it goes up quite a ways from there. But at least our first target here could potentially be this 38% fib, which is just below 99.90, and there's some good pips in there, so that'll be something to keep our eye on as things go. But remember, it's all about this 9,800 level. If the Aussie can stay above this, and we should have some entries. But looking for, and we're going to talk about gold in just a moment, how that all plays. But looking for this level to hold. If it doesn't, definitely some sell opportunities below this. There will be some big stops taken out below 9,800. If the market tests that again. And what will definitely tell us a lot will be what gold does at 1550. Everything was sideways today, and then gold just tanked, and everything followed right along with it. But it came down to big support, level that we've talked about 100 times before, 1550, and the next one below that's 1530. Both big major levels, but gold's finding enough support here for the moment to start to pull back a little bit and retrace. But if it gets back below 1550, count on 9,800 breaking, and count on this turning around very nicely. Euro yen and euro dollar staying very nicely below 2,500, and so on. So a lot will depend on gold. As far as the short-term upper levels on gold go, it isn't really till about 1585 that we get anything significant. So it's just kind of a big channel that gold's been in. You can see this. There's several days of just bouncing around in this area here, and it's a couple hundred pips. It's about 35 bucks, 300 and just about 350 pips. And so we've got to get gold out of that. But fortunately, it's pretty close to this 1550. And if it can break below, then we've got some nice pips to continue on down there. So that's what we're looking for on that kind of a movement. And then coming up here, we've got a couple of other things to look at, but for the moment, a lot of these other ones are a little more choppy than some of the majors that we're looking at. So a lot of attention is going to be on euro dollar, euro yen, and Aussie dollar and gold. So keep an eye on those. Be ready for some movements, and we'll have more trades and entries posted in the chat as we go. Thanks a bunch, everyone. We'll see you in the chat.